Hey everybody, it's Ryan from Pi Records, and I'm here with Matt from the Electric Heaters. How are you, Matt?
I'm great. I'm great. So glad to get a chance to chat.
Yeah. We've been working on this for a while. I'm glad to have you on.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you doing these. They're great. I've been listening to them all along. I just sort of never got it together to sit down in front of the camera.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I'm glad you listen. That's what they're there for. So first, tell me about how the Electric Heaters started, and I think it's pretty obvious where the name came from, but
Yeah.
but
Yep. It's yeah, so the band actually started like 10 years ago, I think. I used to live in Chicago and I played in a band there in the I guess in the 90s. And when that sort of broke up and we moved and everything, I kind of quit playing electric guitar for a long time. And then somewhere like around 2010, I discovered the Surf Guitar 101 webpage and started like, you know, finding out about all the bands that I had missed in the last 15 or 20 years. And like, Slack Tone and the Madeira and all this like fabulous stuff that people are doing. And I started thinking like, man, I'd like to play some surf music again. So I started like got some gear and I talked a couple friends of mine into playing with me. And it took the band quite a while to like we've got a solid lineup now. But I've got Jared Seabrook plays drums and Dave Piper plays bass. But I kid you not when I say I've been through like 10 bass players and half a dozen drummers and just, people subbing and moving and trying this and trying that. But now we're kind of, we're hunkering down and getting a little more serious about it. So,
awesome. So one of the things I saw was that you put out a live album, um,
hmm
which sounds amazing. Um,
yeah,
and
we
it sounds like the crowd was really into it.
it was a good night. It really was. I mean, I basically decided to try and record it because it was easy. Like they have, it's this place in Somerville outside of Boston called the Burren, and they do it's an Irish bar, but they have a back room and they do all kinds of shows. And they got one of those, those newfangled digital boards where it's just easy to like take a USB out and you get just whatever. It was just really easy. So I decided to make an event of it, and we told everyone we were trying to record it and put some room mics up and all that, and yeah, and it was. I mean, it came out like after we recorded it, and then I was sort of getting ready to deal with it, and then COVID hit, and I just kind of could, I mean, frankly, it should have been the perfect time to mess with it, but I just couldn't handle it, and then like I don't know, almost a year after we recorded it, I was like, I should really listen to these, and they're like, hey, this actually came out pretty well. So we
Yeah,
got it. Here's a little, got it mixed, and I made a CD just so people would have something to hold on to if they wanted, and yeah, so that's our little live EP, and then we just actually last night we just finished recording for real in a legit studio, so that'll be coming down the pike pretty soon, I hope.
did you
Our
do a
first
full
real
album?
album. Yeah, I think so. We got 13 tracks done, but some of them are kind of short, so we'll see if it's a full album or not. You know how
So
it
I
goes with the instrumental stuff.
Awesome. I've seen a lot of videos of you guys practicing. It seems like you practice a ton, and it really shows on the recordings.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. They're yeah, they're both really great to play with, and we've sort of it's funny, like we don't rehearse as much as maybe we even should, but we do tend to like they're both pretty good at like I kind of write all the tunes, and I can just sort of, give make a little demo and give them a chart and they'll learn it on their own, and then we can, we can play it at the next gig, and so it's that's honestly a lot of how a lot of the new stuff has been coming about lately.
That's kind of a leap of faith of doing it that way, right?
It is, but I mean, I think it's partly because, again, back before the lockdown and everything, like we used to play a weekly gig at this awesome place, this awesome cocktail bar, and so we would do like a 3 hour set every week,
Oh, okay.
and so you want to kind of, I mean, that's a lot of time playing together, and so you kind of get pretty good at following each other around and stuff. And then it also just made for, like, I mean, I didn't want anyone to get bored, so I would try to bring in something new every week, whether it was a cover or a new tune or something, just to kind of keep it interesting.
Awesome.
And so that, yeah.
So, what kind of guitar do you use to get that sound, and your rig?
Yeah, it's so the guitar, it's a weird guitar. It's a Guild S60D is the model number. It's this thing that they made for, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years in the late '70s and early '80s. And I got it. I got it when I was in high school. It was like it wasn't my first guitar, but it was my first good guitar. I went into, I'm from Pittsburgh, actually. I'm a Pittsburgh guy, but I went into Pittsburgh guitars, and as I recall, like the like the Fenders and the Gibsons and everything were like way too expensive. But this thing was kind of cheap, and I just picked it up and played it, and it just felt really good. It's a really comfy guitar to play, and so I've had it forever. At one point, I had, you don't know Carl Mullen, do you?
No,
So
no, no.
he's a painter and musician. He used to live in Pittsburgh, but he painted it for me, which is where it's got a crazy. I'm sorry, I don't have it anywhere near me, but I'd hold it up for you. But it's got a crazy paint job with, like, he spray painted stencils and put bay leaves in it and did all kinds of stuff. And so and then, like over the years, I've messed around putting different pickups and a Bigsby and all this other stuff. And then my sort of my very, like, practical rig is I'm play through a Quilter amp, that little guy back there, which is a, one of these solid state amps that they sound great and it weighs next to nothing. And then I've got the Surfy Bear reverb,
Oh,
the reverb
nice.
tank that they make, which is that's like the magic sauce. I think that thing sounds so good. And then, I got a few pedals and that, but nothing crazy. I think I've got one fuzz pedal, and then everything else is kind of like delay and tremolo and things like that. I've got a few things just kind of exclusively for making weird noises. But one of those Line 6 DL4s, that you can do all the weird loops and stuff.
Yeah,
I kind of enjoy a bit of that.
nice. I noticed one of your songs, Mystic River Pipeline. That one kind
Hmm.
of that one kind of stuck out with me. I love the intro and how it builds into the body of the song. Um,
Thank you.
tell me how that comes about. What was your inspiration for that song?
That one in particular, I was really trying to channel Slacktone, um, and some of their tunes. There's one tune of theirs, and I can't remember the name of it right now. Problem with instrumental music, right? But just I just remember, like, it's got this really cool, cool melody and stuff, but then there's kind of a middle section where it's just, he kind of takes a solo and the bass is just like going dugga, 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 just on one note for forever. And so that's what I was kind of like, the copying that idea for the middle part of that one. And Mystic River's like the river runs. I live in Medford, Mass, and the Mystic River runs through our town. So just for a while there, I was naming everything after, like, Boston landmarks. So
so so The interesting thing I found was that the bass is kind of pronounced in your music, which is usually in surf music, it's kind of more in the background. Was that intentional?
Well, it's because we're a trio, like the classic surf lineup has a rhythm guitar as well, kind of filling in the gaps, and so since it's just me, I like to have I do like to have a fair bit of bass going on, just so so it does so it doesn't feel as naked, kind of, and then I like I do, I love trios. Like a lot of my favorite bands, like, the Police and stuff where like you can just there's like three things going on and you can hear what each one of them is, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And the Minutemen and just like there's kind of this like I don't know, like the specialization of the roles of the instruments or something, where it's not like everybody just playing the same note all the time. So I do love that.
Do you have a hand in
But
writing the bass parts, or is that strictly from the player?
uh, if it's there's a few tunes that I like ask him to play something specific. Like there are things like there's there's one called Smart Alec Kill, which is like a spy thing, and it's got like a doo 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 doo, like kind of a faux Peter Gunn sort of a thing, and like that, like I'm like, just play this, and it doubles with the guitar and stuff. So if there is some, like if I've got a specific idea, I'll say it, but usually I like to let people come up with their own stuff. Just in my head, it's probably more fun that way. I've never actually
Yeah.
asked him, but
Uh,
um,
one of the cool things about a trio, like you said, you can hear everything. There's three things going on. It's almost as if the bass is playing a different tune in sync with you, in a good way.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like it's like, I mean, I'm not I'm not saying that my music sounds like Bach or anything, but when you listen to like Baroque music, there's like two or three melodies going on all the time, and it just sounds great. I like that kind of thing for sure. And then the other thing with a trio is I mean, we did like we had expanded to a quartet for like a year and a half, with a keyboard player, and then he moved. And I love like you know farfisas and organ, like garage organ stuff and things like that. And I'd certainly love to have that available too. But um, gotta say, like, three people is awfully easy to, like, we can fit just about anywhere. Like if it's a like we're very versatile as far as the places we can play. Like we tend to play a lot of like breweries, and it's not all like we do. We definitely do like clubs, but then we do a lot of stuff at just bars and things that where it's people aren't necessarily coming for the music, but then we're set up and they can hang out and listen. So I think
Yeah.
it's easier with a smaller group.
How is that? What is the feeling like when you play, say, those bars,
Mhm.
and you have people kind of turn around and going, "What's going on over there?" That must feel pretty good.
It's Yeah, no, it's I mean it's I'm always kind of fascinated by like what people respond to, like if they aren't, if they're just there and there's something going on. And like there for a lot, like we do we've got a cover of the Game of Thrones theme song. And usually, like a lot of times we would play that and people that'd perk people up, they know that one, and so they start listening, and they're like, get a lot of reaction from that. And then every once in a while, we'd be playing. There was one time this summer we were playing somewhere. I'm like, oh man, I don't feel like anything's going over. Let's do Game of Thrones, and we did it, and like crickets, no one cared less. It was so weird. And then like the next thing we did, everyone loved. So I didn't, it's kind of you can never tell. But I definitely notice that stuff, like what people react to and what goes over better and all that.
Have you been playing out recently?
Right. We were playing a lot this summer, and then like I think our last gig was in late November. So we've got some stuff for January, but we're next week we're playing a Christmas show. We're doing all surf Christmas music, and then we've got some things for the new year. But I was, again, like in the summer it was easier because there were a lot of outdoor gigs, and there was no problem with those. But it's still kind of like hit or miss, like getting people to come out is weird. And I don't know, it's just as it's kind of a weird time for
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
I'll
So,
tell you what I yeah.
oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, what I was going to mention, what I did end up doing, like through the whole lockdown, is I started doing this Monday night live stream on Instagram.
Uh-huh.
Um, it's the surf guitar happy hour, where it's just me playing solo guitar for, like, it's not actually an hour, it's usually like 30 or 40 minutes, but I do solo arrangements of stuff. I've got a loop pedal for some of it, and then other things I just try to work out kind of um, arrangements that make sense by myself. And it's been cool because I've like actually met some cool people on Instagram, who have just like tuned in
Yeah.
like repeatedly, and then we kind of hang out. And it's really been great for my playing, though, because just trying to like play this stuff totally by yourself and have it sound okay is it's a really good challenge. And I've been enjoying that a lot.
Do you play the Electric Heater songs? And if you do
Hmm.
you find that the arrangement is different because you're playing by yourself?
Yes and yes. I play. It's all the same music. The same, the stuff I do with the heaters, but I definitely like change up, like, and there's some things that just aren't going to work, but like the ones that do, I kind of I do certain things to the arrangements to try and make it fit better on a solo guitar, or I might, and there are no drum fills.
Cool. So where can people find your music and get in touch with you?
Yeah, we have a kind of, basic website that's heatonsurf.com, and that's got all the other links. But I think I honestly I spend most of my time on Instagram, which is the Electric Heaters. If I had started all this stuff, if I were doing it all over, I would have picked like the same name for everything, but I didn't. So the and we are horrible to Google. If you try and Google us, you get like a million ads for electric heating products for the rest of your life. You'll never find us. But yeah, the Electric Heaters on Instagram, and then Heat and Surf is the website. And we're on Bandcamp too. We got if you want to hear the music.
Speaking of Instagram, I was looking at your page the other day, and I saw the picture of the TV on its side, and I thought,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
a cool picture of like a heater in the middle of anything. Then I read the caption, and it's like I think it was Altered State of Reverb said the video. I want my MTV.
Yeah. That was we were I was at the playground with my son, and his friend's little sister, she's in like first grade, and she's a total hellion. I love her, but she and some of her little first grade friends found this TV that someone had dumped in the woods, and they like pushed it out like a boulder, like end over end, like push, push. And they got it in, they got into the middle of the baseball field, and then they were like starting to hit it with sticks. I was like, maybe we should. I don't know what would happen if you broke the tube on that thing, but it's so funny, man. They just decided that they needed to move this like 40-pound TV.
Yeah, they used to be pretty
So I
heavy.
took a picture. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, this wasn't even a big one by old standards, but I wouldn't want to carry it around.
So, is there anything else you'd like to talk about, mention, or anything upcoming that we haven't talked about?
I mean, the main thing is that I'm excited about is the new record, which there's no like I said, we just finished tracking, so it's I haven't even like listened to the mixes or anything yet, so I have no concept of a release date. But if you keep in touch, I'd certainly be happy to tell people when it's out.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Are you putting it out yourself as you did with the other music?
Not sure. I'm gonna try and like get it all sort of finished, and then like I'll talk to a couple labels and see if anyone's interested in doing something, because I me putting it out myself at this point means a box of CDs in my basement that like you sell a couple things at shows every now and then, but I don't really have any uh infrastructure or anything like to get it out. I talked like Josh over at Altered State of Reverb might would be he'd be game to help out with it, certainly. So we'll see. We'll get it out there somehow or other.
Awesome.
Maybe there's somebody, maybe Quentin Tarantino is making a movie and needs a soundtrack. Who knows?
You never know. He seems to incorporate it
Yeah.
in most movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Matt. I'm glad we got together finally, and
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the music I heard.
Thank you.
Like I said, especially Mystic River Pipeline. I gravitated towards that song. That one really stuck out for me. So I encourage the
Cool. Well, thank
listeners
you.
to go check out their Bandcamp and check out that great tune. And keep your ears out, keep your eyes open for the new release.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. It's good talking to you.
It's good talking to you too. Take care, Matt.
Take care.